Are we live?
I think we're live.
Hello from sunny Florida. I'm Tony.
I'm Leona.
Welcome to Tony and Leona Live. This is a special broadcast, an informal one. We don't know how long this show is going to be, but we're just trying to put our head together a little bit and figure out how to make our show better. But first, happy Veterans Day to all the veterans of the armed services. Do you know much about the history of Veterans Day?
Sadly, no. I wish I did.
So Veterans Day, this is according to Ducksters. Veterans Day is a federal holiday in the United States. So everyone got the day off. It was a bank holiday. I actually went to deposit a check at the bank. Totally forgot why it wasn't open. I thought it was COVID related or.
Did you forget it was Veterans Day or you just didn't put together?
I just did the federal holiday. Yeah. I remembered it was Veterans Day, but I forgot that it's a federal holiday, so there's no work. Plus, it's on a Thursday this year, so that kind of throws it off a little bit too.
Yeah.
But most major cities, such as New York City, San Diego, and Dallas, they have a Veterans Day parade. I don't know if they did it this year. Many events. There's church services, football games. People like to fly the flag. We saw many of those around here in Florida, which you do normally here anyways. There tends to be a lot of like American flags that are flying around. But anyway, just a day to thank a veteran, thank the people who sacrificed ultimately for this country. And so we wanted to remember that. But Leona, how have you been feeling lately? How are you feeling with the show? So what we're going to try to do for this show is we're going to try to hone in on a streaming software.
Yep.
So we've just been streaming from our camera. And just doing it, but we want to be able to show stuff on the screen.
Yeah, absolutely.
We want to be able to have interviews,
show data, show studies,
split
show graphs,
screens, replay pre-recorded videos, and things like that, just so that we can open the show up more. As many of you know, this is our sixth show, only our second week. And so we're just we've been using these as just kind of learning the system a little better, learning how it all operates.
Feedback that I should not have my water bottle in the show and should instead use a glass of water.
It's probably
good feedback.
That's good. That is good
Need
feedback.
Water for the show. But yeah.
So I've been trying, a lot of these streaming websites, they actually come with like an introductory trial offer, and they all kind of offer different things. You can get a software package or you can get a hardware package. I think we're going to go the software route.
Okay.
The one that I'm leaning towards that shows up, I'm one of those people that will like Google like the best lists or get the best live stream software for YouTube. But we want to make sure it's like YouTube specific. So we're not buying some software that's not compatible. There's also streaming software that people use for gaming. So people like to do, and we're not gaming, but there's a lot that are designed for gaming and sharing your gamings.
That could work for us as well? Or you're saying those are ones
we just want to steer away from those too.
Yeah.
But I'm going to read, let's see here. So this is from, Adam Enfroy, and he wrote a blog, Best Streaming Software. Again, this is Adam Enfroy, and I'll just read some of what he has here. And we're just doing real-time research here. Like I said, this is an informal show, just trying to get our bearings straight, kind of brainstorm a little bit about how to grow the show, to grow to the audience, changes we need to make on the fly, because we intend to do the show for a while, at least for the next year, very hardcore, see where we are after that, and then use the
normalize normal people speaking up and using our voice as we can. Obviously,
what do you mean normalize normal people?
Normalize normal people, just so that we're not all feeling like all we can do is share a meme from some influencer or celebrity or politician, that we non-celebrities and non-politicians and non-political pundits, that our voices matter as well. And I also hope that we can kind of move past, and I don't mean this in a judgmental way, I've shared memes too, but move past the age of the meme where I feel that so many political discussions just come down to sharing memes that are kind of digging one another. And again, I'm truly not saying this as like, this is something others do. It's something that I've been a part of as well. But I think we can all do better than just sharing these, partisan memes, and can
just who can one up the other one that fast. Well, speaking of that, when I was watching the Kyle Rittenhouse trial, streaming it while I was taking my online classes, and all these videos were popping up, and looking at those Kyle Rittenhouse videos, I must say that probably one of the most alarming or shocking parts of those videos is when I was watching it is seeing the gas station in the background, and seeing the price of gas being $2.09 per gallon.
Yeah.
Made me cry.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. It's a joke.
Okay.
It was a meme I saw, actually, so I'm just ripping that.
Okay.
But that's what he said. He was like, it was all serious. Like, I was watching the videos, and I just couldn't believe that what caught my eye. It was like $2 gallon gas.
Yeah.
Much different than where we are now. Inflation is taking hold. Inflation nation. I think the all-time high. Remember we were talking about that, how that would be a great title for like a documentary on the economy. All-time high.
But I think it'd be a good thing to delve into in the show as well. Delve into that a little bit. Like what is the what should this current administration take some responsibility for in terms of that, and what was already set in motion that they shouldn't take responsibility for. Like, I think hashing out some of that is important.
So the other thing you were looking at while I'm looking into some of this research, you want to talk about a little bit about some of these COVID numbers. I will say this, that we should send our prayers and our thoughts to Minnesota Viking. It's Dakota Dossier, I believe. He's a right guard, fully vaccinated, but he's in the hospital for COVID right now.
I did not know that.
Having struggling breathing, and so nothing but the best wishes for him and his recovery.
Yeah, pray for him. And so that's kind of where this came from in my mind. There are a lot of people who I currently know who have COVID. I mean, our prayer list for people we personally know is, I think, the longest it's been during the entire pandemic. I don't think that's hyperbole at all. Both people who are vaccinated and not, which is not the point of that. The point is a lot of people are have this virus right now. Thankfully, some people are really doing just fine. Not to make light of the suffering they're going through, but they're certainly breathing fine, not having any serious symptoms, and are at home and feel cruddy. They need prayers too, but particularly those who are a little bit more severely ill.
Well, maybe let me interrupt you, but maybe when I'm done reading this first article about streaming software, you can talk a little more about some of the numbers in other areas. I know Florida, our home state, I think we have one of the lowest case ratios right now. Maybe I'm not explaining that correctly, but the surge is starting to hit in the Midwest and in the North. I know Vermont, Maine, they're experiencing record numbers of cases, if not hospitalizations too. Minnesota was making the news. They have a case positivity rate of nearing 10%.
Yeah,
and that's with over 75% of the Minnesota population over 16 years old have had at least
actually in
one
Minnesota
dose.
I do know this from looking today. According to Mayo, and this was updated on the 10th yesterday, according to Mayo, 99.9% of all those in Minnesota over the age of 65 are fully vaccinated. So you can choose fully vaccinated or one dose, and I chose fully vaccinated. That's really high. That almost means we shouldn't know a single person over 65 who's not fully vaccinated. But according to Mayo, in Minnesota, people over the age of 65, 99.9% are vaccinated.
In the hospital?
No. No. This is just number of vaccinated people.
Okay.
Oh, I misunderstood what you were saying. I was just saying the rates of who's vaccinated in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
I'll stop talking about
anyways,
this.
Adam and Troy, streaming software, going back to that.
I'm going to keep looking at data here.
So 7 best streaming software for Twitch and YouTube 2021. So the features that we are looking for in our streaming software is we want to be able to broadcast. The mobility part, not that important. We would want to be able to take it with us wherever we go, but something just for, I guess, like a studio setting. We want to be able to have the possibility to have split screens. So interviews, I've seen that the one I'm looking at, Restream, they allow for up to 10 different feeds coming in. We want to be able to overlay imagery. So graphs, pictures, photos, the computer screen, and what was the last thing that we want to be able to
Interviewing people?
interviewing, but
Is there
having
something else?
multiple feeds set up for that,
Yeah.
being able to do it with relative ease. So I guess simplicity would be a big part of it too.
Yeah.
All right. So what does Mr. Adam have to say here? So the world of video is changing. We're transitioning from an era of static video content to interactive live streaming. As attention spans get shorter, fans want engaging content with interactive elements. Streaming software is the solution. These tools help you stream live video, chat with your fans, embed interactive content, collect payments, and more. But there are a lot of options on the market. In this ultimate guide, I ranked and reviewed the best streaming software so you don't have to test them all yourself. These reviews are based on streaming capabilities, video quality, integrations, video editing capabilities, pricing, support, and more. Let's get started. You ready to get started?
Yes.
All right. So what is the best streaming software? So according to Adam Enfroy at adamenfroy.com, he has number one, and this is, I'm taking his word so far. This is the one that I'm leaning towards, but it's Restream. It's anywhere from free to $250 per month. So it says boost your views. Restream allows you to stream live to 30 plus social platforms at once. So that's something that'll be like a huge difference. Oh, look, there's producer John. So we'll be able to not just go on YouTube all at once, but we'll be able to, at least with Restream, go up to 30 different platforms. And I didn't even know there was 30 different platforms. I mean, I'm sure that there are.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't name them.
So some of the major ones would be Twitch, which we're not on Twitch, but I guess that's a big one. Facebook, YouTube. It says they even provide native integration with prominent streaming software like XSplit, OBS, Studio, Elgato, and more. Not quite sure exactly what that means. It's also one of the few streaming platforms that allow real-time platform and channel toggling. This means you can edit and add more channels while you're on air without having to broadcast or restart your encoder. So let me read that again. This means you can edit and add more channels while you're on air without having to exit your broadcast or start your encoder. Okay.
That's how people refer to Restream, John said.
Okay. On top of that, Restream also comes powered with plenty of additional tools to help you promote and analyze your live broadcast. For instance, you can use the Restream events feature to schedule and announce your upcoming stream in advance to build excitement. However, this feature is only available through Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn for now. They also allow you to measure your live stream success across numerous platforms. From a single dashboard, you can identify the most popular part of your stream, the peak time, the total number of viewers, watch minutes, sorted, etc., etc., etc. Or as Greta Thunberg likes to say, blah, blah, blah. Did you ever hear that speech? Her blah, blah, blah speech? Yes. What about when she ran out of the she didn't like one of the environmental seminars she was at, so she packed up all her stuff and with her grumpy face, and the guy who was hiding was like, "Oh, bye, Greta, thanks for coming." She looks right at him and she goes, "What did she say again?"
I didn't see this.
"Oh, this is nothing but greensplaining." That's what she said. And the guy's like,
"Oh my." So she didn't think they were active
enough? They weren't green enough, that they're just blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So pricing plans for Restream comes with 5 plans. Free, no pre-recorded video streaming, no video uploads, no storage, no stream recording. We don't want that. So we're definitely, even though there are some free plans, I think we're going to be paying monthly something, because we want to be able to get what we're going to want to get. So there's standard $16 per month package at Restream. So it says no pre-recorded video streaming. Okay, so I think we want like a pre-recorded video streaming function
to be able to show a video that we watch that we're discussing. Is that what that means?
I think that's what it is, or it's streaming a live video that you recorded, but I guess that wouldn't be live. I have no idea.
Yeah.
It says no video uploads, no video storage, 6 hours / stream max stream recording. Okay. So I don't think we're going to get that one if we go with them. Then there's the professional. $41 per month. Pre-recorded video streaming, max 1 hour, 2 gigabyte video uploads, ability to store 10 videos, 10 hour stream max stream recording. Or there's premium pre-recorded video streaming, max 2 hours, 5 gigabytes of video uploads, ability to store 25 videos, 20 hours of recording. And then there's the business, which is $249 a month, pre-recorded video streaming, max 4 hours / 10 gigabyte video uploads, ability to store 50 videos, 20 hours stream max stream recording. Okay, so those are the packages. Okay, you want to did you find anything? I'm going to look up the next one here now.
Okay. So, I mean, the way I look at things, I kind of like to have a more comprehensive view before I say anything, but I can share what I have now. And I'll maybe put this into some type of graphic. So like I was saying before, this is from Mayo, current stats from Mayo. I'm looking at the CDC as well. So I don't yet have overall vaccination rates by state in the US, but I do know that per Mayo, Florida, those people over 65 years of age in Florida, they are 92.8% vaccinated, or 92.8% of those people are vaccinated. In California, 89.2% of people over 65 are vaccinated. In Minnesota, 99.9% of people over the age of 65. Vermont is also 99.9% of people over the age of 65. New York is 90.1% over the age of 65. I'm trying to say this, I feel like this is much better as a visual, which is why we're looking at this, right? So we could use this as a visual. But in the age category of people 65 and older, of those states, California has the lowest vaccination rate, followed by New York, followed by Florida, and then Minnesota and Vermont are tied for the highest vaccination rate in that age category. It changes, though, when you look at 18 to 64-year-olds. In that age category, the lowest vaccination rate is in Florida. 66% of those between the ages of 18 and 64 are vaccinated. Next, Minnesota, 69% of people in that age category are vaccinated. And then California's next at 71%, Vermont, 75.8%, New York, 76.5% in the age category of 18 to 64-year-olds. Should I keep going?
Mm-hmm.
And then for children, ages 12 to 17 years old, again, in that age category. So when I say the lowest and the highest, this is just comparing these 5 states. So it's not like the lowest in the whole country or the highest in the whole country. It's just these 5 states. So between those 5 states, Florida is very vaccinated in people over 65. Their 12 to 17-year-olds are only 48.4% of them are vaccinated, followed by Minnesota, where 55.8% are vaccinated, followed by California, where 59.9% of people 12 to 17 are vaccinated, followed by New York, which is 60.3%, and then Vermont is the most vaccinated at 71.2%. So of these 5 states, Florida, California, Minnesota, Vermont, and New York, Vermont is the most highly vaccinated in every category, almost. New York is just barely above Vermont in 18 to 64-year-olds, but almost across all age categories, Vermont's the most highly vaccinated. And then, so also in the United States, across the US, per the CDC, 79% of all Americans over the age of 12 have at least one dose, I should say. I love JP Sears, John. I think he is hilarious. It's a little crazy how accurate he sometimes is. And he has actually shared information. I always have to look into it because I'm like, where did he get this from? But he has definitely shared some things that I did not hear about from any other news source. And he shares it in the context of being funny, but he shares some good data. So the stats that I gave from Mayo, comparing those 5 states to each other, that was all fully vaccinated. I chose the fully vaccinated filter instead of just one dose, but 79% of all Americans over the age of 12 have at least one dose. And I'm still looking at the rest. I want to do COVID cases and hospitalizations and all of that just to get a sense of kind of what all of this means and what matters. The other thing I want to look up is I know it's true that Florida has an older population in general than California, but I don't know how much older. I don't know if that really matters in terms of these numbers, because I know a lot of people will say it's interesting that Florida overall has less cases and deaths from or with COVID than California, even though Florida has a very elderly population in general, and California has a relatively young population in general. But I want to actually look at those numbers and get some of that. You finding anything interesting?
All right, so here's number 2. So we're looking at different streaming software packages. We just looked at Restream. Restream looks pretty enticing to me, but I'm just still not sure. All right, so number 2, according to Adam Enfroy, is OneStream. So it says it's the best streaming software, and they have packages that go anywhere from free to $89 a month. Okay. So you can live stream real-time and recorded videos. OneStream is the best overall streaming software with the ability to stream and record live and pre-recorded videos and publish them to over 40 social media platforms. With pre-recorded media streams, you can record and then schedule your broadcast to social media platforms up to 60 days in advance. So I'm still confused. Are there people who kind of fake live streaming then? They
I don't know.
pre-record their live stream and then use this software to make it look like it's real?
Maybe.
That's amazing.
Interesting.
I wonder how that works. With live streaming, you can couple OneStream with other streaming tools, configure this tool, and start multicasting. So, John, could you look up what multicasting means? Because what I'm trying to figure out is what is the term. So it says start multicasting, select streaming destination. So choose multiple destination streaming platforms where you wish to multi-stream your incoming stream. So that's where I get a little confused about what this actually means. Get streaming settings, configure streaming tool. So scheduling pre-recorded videos is also super easy. You just upload your video file, pick a date and time, and select your streaming destinations like YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, and more. So the key features of OneStream. First one, stream to over 40 platforms and schedule posts up to 60 days in advance. Team management lets you multiple team members in one account, so we could get producer John in here pretty easily. No software installation needed. Multiple upload options, including files, cameras, and screen shares. Custom RTMP streaming using a server URL and stream key. Pricing. So their basic package is $10 a month, unlimited streaming, pre-recorded multicasting, 15 minutes max per stream. Oh, that's weak. 5 gigabytes max file size. So then there's a standard, unlimited streaming, pre-recorded and real-time casting, 1 hour max recorded stream, unlimited file size. Then there's a professional, which is $89 a month, and unlimited streaming, pre-recorded and real-time multicasting, 8 hours max recorded stream, unlimited file size. So this is for OneStream. And let me see. Next one, Wirecast. So this one starts at $599. It says the best.
$599
You have to
one-time
buy
payment,
the package.
or
I think that's like a one-time payment, or maybe it's like a 1 year thing.
okay.
But Adam Enfroy, he gives this one the best professional live streaming software. Starts at $599. Wirecast is a live video streaming production platform developed by Telestream. It helps you create TV-like stream production and on-demand broadcasts for the web. You can leverage its flexible and intuitive UI to customize your live feed easily. All you have to do is just plug in your mic and camera. It automatically handles all the encoding to deliver your live stream to any geography at scale. It covers every type of live stream event, including live sports, worship services, television, radio, and news broadcast, etc. So I think this one's probably not going to, this is more of like if you want to be on site, or if you want to go to the game, or if you want to go to the BLM riot and live stream that, I think that's like what you would want to use.
Okay.
Something like this. So I don't think that's
Would be
what
cool.
we're looking for. Allows you to record, multi-viewer, send single sources to up to 17 source grids to easily monitor and get a quick look at each source. Gives you stock media. It provides multi-channel audio ingestion and support for, okay, that doesn't matter. So yeah, Wirecast provides two versions. Wirecast Studio, $599 for enhanced live production and streaming. Then there's Wirecast Pro, $799 for advanced live production and streaming. It's a pricier tool, but the best professional live streaming software out there, bar none, says Adam Enfroy.
Every time you say that, I think you're saying something like Freud, something about Freud.
Then there's Dacast. So this is number 4,
Dacast.
Dacast. And he rates this one as the best video monetization platform. $39.99 per month, 30-day free trial. So that's the good news, is a lot of these offer that free trial.
Yeah, that is nice.
Which, as long as you don't forget to cancel it, it actually works out great. I definitely have
Very
forgotten to cancel
to do that,
certain things
yes.
like that. But the Cast is a video monetization platform and VOD streaming platform made for hosting, live streaming, and managing professional broadcasts. First, they offer a powerful and secure video hosting with a content management system to store all of your recorded and live video content. The Cast is best known as an OTT platform with great video monetization features. They automatically convert currency behind paywalls to reflect the cost of streaming to the viewer, including subscriptions, models, pay-per-view, and advertising. Sounds cool, but I don't think that that's exactly kind of the genre or the niche that we're looking for. So this one's gaming, XSplit broadcasters for gaming. And John mentioned Twitch. A lot of people use that for gaming, apparently. So
yeah, Twitch is for gamers, he said.
Okay.
Our children wish that we knew that already. Wish that we were gamers.
So then we
or allowed them
have
to be.
Streamlabs OBS, according to Adam Enfroy. That's number 6. Best for live streamers and businesses looking for an open source solution. This one's free. So this one is free. They claim it as a all-in-one live streaming software. Streamlabs OBS is a cloud-based streaming platform for Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It offers hundreds of stream overlays, templates, and assets to customize your live streams professionally. For instance, you can use Be Right Back and Starting Soon screens for your live stream event.
Be right back.
So if Leona has to go use the bathroom or something, you can just put Be Right Back right there. That can come out good. It also comes with an app store that offers 46 apps to help you with achieving more automation, powerful and in-depth analytics, multiple ways of interactions with viewers, stream to multiple platforms simultaneously, and more. So, one thing I'm not quite grasping from all of this, but it seems to me that the functions that we're looking for in our streaming software, again, we want to be able to have the viewer see what we have on our computer so that we could pull up an article or put up a picture.
Yeah.
We want to be able to put in overlays, like a lower third where our name or logo would be.
Okay.
Where we could put JPEGs or PDFs up that we could have lined up so people could see. So I'm assuming you probably upload your file to the software cloud, have it in a show so that you can put it up. Pre-recorded videos, cool. You'd want to have that. And then also the ability to put in or embed links so that we could also share, we could share videos from YouTube or from C-SPAN or from Vimeo, where we have those the rights to use it, or the rights are released so that we can show viewers that. And then also just to show pictures of tweets or pictures of our social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does every streaming software offer this? Are these just basic features?
Good question.
That's what I'm trying to figure out. So where were we now?
Thank you for figuring this out.
Yeah. So Streamlabs, OBS. So it comes with an app. What else do we have down here? It says you can also easily embed multiple elements, including your goals, alert box, and others directly from the Streamlabs website. It also offers noise gain and suppression features to easily weed out unwanted background noise from the live stream.
That's smart. He said, schedule a stream entitled canceling the free subscription so we don't forget.
So key features, Streamlabs dashboard. You can use the dashboard to make adjustments to a few clicks to the alert box. You can manage all the elements without having to open the browser. Widget themes. Choose specific widgets for different broadcasts. Also, each theme's settings get saved separately so you can easily switch from one theme to another. Themed visual layouts. It provides themes for specific games and genres. Themes also help you deliver a more immersive experience through effects, animations, and graphics. Pros. So this is available for free. Instantly live stream or record through go live and record buttons. Easily split, merge. Wait, what does that say? Instantly live stream or record through go live and record buttons. Okay. Easily split, merge, or stream with multi-screen. Okay, so multi-screen is probably one of the features that we want. It provides powerful monetization tools to help you earn passive income. You can use speed adjustment and video stabilization to control the quality of your broadcast. Monitor the performance of your live streams through key performance metrics like viewer count and new subscribers. So pricing. Streamlabs OBS is a free and open source streaming solution. However, it provides a premium toolkit for professionals for $12 per month, which is billed annually. So this one, the Streamlabs OBS, actually after reading the Streamlabs OBS, seems like a top contender, in my opinion, at this point.
Did you see what John wrote?
No.
It's a good point. He said it would be cool and beneficial to have a streaming software with analytic features that allow for votes and polls.
That's true.
I agree. That would be very cool.
That's true. I wish people were more open about what software they're using, because I'm curious. I follow a number of live streamers online, and I have no idea what software they're using.
Yeah.
But some of them do allow for those types of polls, and they can put those polls out there, and they'll show up in the chats, which is cool. You get to vote then. You can create it however you want. So you can create highly customized scenes through multiple sources, including text, window captures, images, webcams, capture cards, and browser windows. The open source software also lets you switch between an unlimited number of scenes during the broadcast while using custom transitions. Ooh. On top of that, you can use its capable audio mixer that comes with pro source filters like noise suppression, noise gate, and gain. It also offers VST plugins support to ensure you have total control over your audio. I like that too. Key features, modular dock UI. So it says easily rearrange the layout to align with your branding requirements. You can even pop out all the individual dock windows for greater customization. Hotkeys, set up hotkeys for almost every action like starting, stopping streams or recording, switching between scenes, muting audio sources, etc. Ooh. So when we get producer John on the show and he starts flapping his mouth too much, we can just mute him out. That'll be good. Studio mode.
You listening, John?
Instantly preview your scenes and sources for last-minute adjustments. You can even create a new scene right before making your content live. So instantly preview your scenes and sources for last-minute adjustments. Okay. So scenes and sources, I'd like to know a little more about what the distinction is between a scene, or what exactly a scene is.
Yeah.
Is a scene just simply a feed? So is it like this would be one seed or scene? If we had another person we were interviewing, would that be scene two? Yeah. And if you merge them together, is that scene 1 and 2 together, or am I off on that?
Excellent questions.
So some of the pros with this particular software package, which I'm starting to warm up to, OBS Studio. So the key features: easily rearrange the layout to align with your branding requirements. Okay. Oh, we already read that part. Pro, use the multi-view feature to monitor 8 different scenes simultaneously. So use the multi-view feature to monitor 8 different scenes simultaneously. You can even transition or give cues to them through a single or a double click. It offers a powerful API for integration with numerous plugins and scripts. It also ensures high customization and functionality. Use customizable transitions to switch between different scenes swiftly. You can also embed your Stinger video. It's compatible
Stinger
with
video.
Windows, Mac, and Linux. That's a good thing. And you get a resource section to explore an unlimited number of additional features. Automatically changes to streaming video bitrate based on your upload speed. Pricing. OBS Studio is a free streaming platform. What's John saying there?
Also, he said he is listening. Also, having software that allows for what I've heard referred to as super chats that allow a viewer's comment or question to be highlighted for a fee. Oh, so if they pay, then your question
Isn't
or
the
comment.
super chat, isn't that done through YouTube?
Kinda cool.
Or are you saying that's done through like a monetization streaming software? Because you could be right. I always assumed that was a YouTube feature, the super chat.
I don't know.
Have you found
correct.
anything
He
more?
said correct. Nothing to share. It'll take me a while before I have any
Well, just
more comprehensive. I want to make sure I'm like comparing accurate data, you know? But I'm glad that you're looking into this. A lot of people have their channels linked to Patreon. That's smart. Instead of through YouTube. So then if YouTube demonetizes you, you're connected to Patreon. I assume that's the advantage of that, right, John? I'm just looking at case rates, comparing case rates across different countries. But I don't want to preemptively share data. What I need to figure out is I need to look in how to make better graphics and how to share things in a way that's visually clear on Instagram, like things that we've done here, things that we've talked about on the show, and how to share them on Instagram if people want to quickly look at them. And also just to tell people what the show was about if someone didn't watch it live but wants to know what was discussed and what data we shared. So that's something I want to figure out.
I would like for Leona to learn how to talk more, because I oftentimes find myself talking, and so learning how to just speak to the audience.
Yes.
So why don't you work on that?
Okay. You're maybe the first person who said I need to talk more. I do talk a lot. I just don't like to talk about data until I have a
You don't have to talk about data.
What is the case rate, vaccination rate looking like for countries in turmoil? Sudan and Ethiopia. I know I've seen many sources say that developing countries, which is a very vague term, are vaccinated at a rate of 4-point-something%, which is very low. Like I was saying before, the US, according to the CDC, is vaccinated at a rate of 79% for people over the age of 12. Tanzania has a vax rate of 1.4% across the country. Portugal has a very high vaccination rate of 89%.
Ireland's over 90.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I should maybe look at them, get some good data there.
Okay, so this back to Adam Enfroy. So here are a few features that you must look into for streaming software. So this helps to kind of get some of these terms right and to differentiate between the features that we're looking for. So live chat Live chat is a great feature that helps in boosting the engagement of your live stream. Through the live chat feature, you can interact with the audience and answer their questions. We know all about that with the chat here, but most importantly, you can also gauge the reaction of your viewers in real time. Preview editor. Okay, so this is another feature of software, of live stream software. The preview editor will help you take a quick look at your video clips. You can also make last minute edits or create a new clip altogether before making it live. So if you're kind of doing some things on the fly, that looks like the preview editor will help you take a quick look at your video clips and you can make last minute edits to it. Another feature, extensive themes and templates. Customizable themes can easily create a more personalized and immersive live streaming experience. For instance, adding a welcome screen and interval filler can make your live stream look more personalized. This one's a big one that we were talking about. Multi-view feature. The multi-view feature helps in keeping a close eye on all of the cams. Okay, so those will be your feeds.
That's very important.
You can also switch and transition between multiple cams through a couple clicks. So if we had more than one cam right now, we could switch it and go to producer John, or we could go to somebody else.
Sure.
Because when we get these features, John, one thing that I would love to be able to use your skills and knowledge with is I'd love to get some legal analysis from some of these huge cases that are going to be coming through soon.
Yeah.
The vax mandate's a big one. Just to be able to analyze, kind of where we are in the process of escalating it to the Supreme Court, and even opining on what you think, some of these outcomes would be. I've made it pretty clear that my prediction is that the Supreme Court is going to hear this vax mandate OSHA regulation soon. It's going to be expedited all the way to the top. It's currently the OSHA regulation was halted by the Fifth Circuit Appeals Court out of Texas, I believe. But I believe this is staged. And Joe Biden even said, this is ultimately going to prevail. And sadly, I think he might be right. I think that Justice Roberts, and I said just us Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett, I think that ultimately they're going to side in favor of the OSHA regulation, in favor of the mandate, and there's going to be a 5-4 decision, and it's going to be upheld, sadly. Multi-view feature. The multi-view feature helps in keeping a close eye on all the cams. Okay, I already read this, but I'm reading it again for just accentuating this point. So I can switch and transition between multiple cams through a couple clicks. Can you look at how many cams can you view at the same time in terms of the viewer? Like if we had a debate with 6 parties on there, could you have like a Zoom feature where it looked like Zoom, or do you go on Zoom actually and then have your screen broadcast? And then that's the other thing is, does every one of these streaming softwares, do they have a feature so that it will broadcast what's on your computer screen too? So can that be a cam?
That would be so nice.
Could this be a cam right here?
Right.
Your computer screen's a cam, and then you have third parties. And then how do you hook up your feed from an offsite location? Like, is that difficult to do?
It's not really clear when it talks about the multi-view feature here.
And that's why we're going to have to pick one. And I'm trying to figure out the best one to at least start with.
Yeah.
So that I'm not like wasting my time setting up one we for sure aren't going to get.
Right.
Real-time analytics. It's crucial to have access to stats in real time to gauge the success and engagement of your live stream. You can track all the metrics like the number of viewers, new subscribers, engagement based on geography and demographics to make your live stream user-centric. API and SDK. Developer-friendly mobile SDK and API infrastructure lets you integrate your live stream into services, cloud video applications, and digital media workflows. Don't really know. I can't see myself using that at this point, but if the show grows and we have to get to hire somebody who's a technological specialist, that would be great, but I don't even know what that means. Social media integration. Extensive social media integration will help you live stream on multiple platforms like YouTube and Twitch simultaneously.
Twitch.
So does anyone know, is Twitch only for gaming? Or is it something else? And what about Rumble? I hear a lot of people using Rumble. I've never been on Rumble, but I wonder if
I haven't
these
either.
software streaming packages
Is Twitch
hook
like
up with Rumble.
YouTube? Skeeter. What is Skeeter? That's another one.
So how do you use streaming software? Using streaming software
Want to
is
hear
more
this about Twitch? The most considerable difference between Twitch and YouTube is the audience's interest. Twitch caters to live streamers and is the largest live streaming platform in the world.
Wow.
YouTube, on the other hand, is meant for lasting content and has a great search engine to help those interested in a specific topic or niche. So if that's true, then I feel like we should be on YouTube and Twitch, right?
Well, we're going to be on even more. And I think that's going to be one of the greatest things about getting one of these software packages is that it's automatically going to help us grow accounts. Because right now we're only on YouTube, which according to what you just read, and we've experienced this too, like even though there's a lot of live streamers on YouTube, it's really more for like the library database of videos.
Totally.
And I didn't know Twitch was such a big live stream
Skeeter
platform.
is a term for computer geeks we made up.
So how do you use streaming software? Using streaming software is more or less the same process irrespective of the different software vendors. Here, I am using XSplit to demonstrate how to use streaming software. XSplit supports live streaming on multiple platforms, including YouTube and Twitch. Here's a brief step-by-step guide that can help you to start your live stream on Twitch with XSplit. Before setting up a broadcast output, enabled 2FA, two-factor authentication on Twitch. You can't begin your broadcast without 2FA. Just go to Twitch security settings page and click on the Setup two-factor authentication option. Will you set up a Twitch account for us right now?
Sure.
Username, Tony and Leona. And then I don't think we do this two-step authentication until we actually have our software. After you click on the Setup two-factor authentication button, you will have to create a password and share your mobile number. After filling all the details, you will receive a confirmation message.
Sorry.
Was it bad
That was
language?
Twitch. It's Grand Theft Auto showed up right away on Twitch.
Okay, so here are the steps to follow. Step 1, click on the broadcast, set up a new output option. Next, click on the Twitch button. Next, you want to authorize button, sign into the Twitch account and you want to use. After that, click on the next button. Step number 3, after verifying the Twitch credentials, browse the setup wizard carefully to identify the connection speed, best ingest server, and resolution for your live stream. After you're through the settings, click the finish button. So I saw, do you guys know who Requieta Law is? You know Requieta Law?
Stop playing Grand Theft Auto. No, I don't.
Requieta Law. I think John knows Requieta Law. So I was listening to Glenn Beck today, just when I was driving to go to work, and I heard Requieta Law called in, and it's a guy from Minnesota. He's like a Wadena law firm who started a live cast.
We know Wadena.
And
that's cool.
they're covering, him and a bunch of lawyers are covering the trial, Kyle Rittenhouse. How do you say Rittenhouse trial? But anyway, I heard him on the radio. But they're growing. They're growing.
Sorry, Twitch keeps. They don't know me very well. Grand Theft Auto and professional sports.
Just turn your volume down.
I did.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten to a heated argument yet on the live stream.
On the live stream, I'm sure we will.
All right. So, but yeah, just a little more about this author, Adam Enfroy. Adam Enfroy is a full-time blogger and affiliate marketing expert. He's got 500,000 monthly readers, and he helps people to scale the influence business up to startup speed. Before he started the blog, he managed digital marketing teams for large SaaS startups. So thank you, Adam, for this information. Yes. So now I'm on OneStream Live. Okay, so this is the one that I'm thinking about. Where's the other one? Where's Restream? Here's Restream. I'm going to get off this one. Okay, so I'm going to compare Realstream. What was the other one? OBS. What was it now?
I do not know.
It was OBS Streamlabs. Yep, here it is.
Streamlabs. Oh yeah.
Streamlabs OBS.
Join Twitch today. They're making sure I'm not a bot.
All in one streaming platform. So since this is the one that I'm the most interested in, I'm going to start with Streamlabs. And I think the number 2 is Restream, and number 3 is OneStream. I like the Restream's website because it just makes it look like it's very credible. But anyway, going to the one that I'm the most interested in. Allow. So Streamlabs OBS. I'm on streamlabs.com. So OBS live streaming software. It says free professional open broadcaster software for live streaming and recording. Okay. So you can download it for...
We're on Twitch, Tony and Leona.
We are? Excellent. Put out the Twitch thing right there.
John said Tony is the muscle shirt out today. Sun's out, God's out in Florida. I, however, have a hoodie on.
It's been beautiful weather.
It has been beautiful.
A little hot today, but beautiful nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's great to feel that sunshine.
The last couple days have been relatively cool. And yeah, today was warm again. Tony and Leona, Twitch.
All right, products. So Streamlabs products, Streamlab OBS, Stream Overlays, Logo Maker, Design Your Stream, Alert Box.
John knows my secret that I play Grand Theft Auto on my phone. That's a joke. I do waste too much time on my phone, but not playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, because when we do... Here's the other thing that I was thinking. So when we do these debates, and when we have people who we're interviewing on, we're going to want to make sure that we have our software in line, that we have absolutely. Our technology in line, especially if we're going to go live.
Yeah.
And that's why I was thinking when we get our first big interviews, I'm wondering if we should pre-record them.
Yeah, maybe.
Just because if something went wrong. Like, could you imagine if, like, especially when we're talking about having to work with people when we're streaming and they're streaming from their location, and we may be working with people who aren't technologically advanced, or they might not know how to set up their correct microphone.
Right.
So if we don't do it live, then we can have a little extra time to work out those kinks. Yeah. And we can also, God forbid, if something went really terrible in the original recording, we have the opportunity to edit it or edit out. I could just see a nightmare situation where we get this big interview and we have everything lined up and nobody can hear what that person's saying. Yeah, and that person's awful. Got like valuable time that's being wasted. Yeah.
Yeah, and we can just tell people this: we recorded it on this day, and here it is. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I shouldn't research during the show because now I'm just in my finding all of these numbers. First snow expected to be on the ground in Minnesota tomorrow. I heard that. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. That is crazy. That is crazy. I miss people in Minnesota very much, and I will miss the fall going forward. But this year we got to see a lot of the fall before we left. And yeah, I have enjoyed the sun. It's nice to feel the sun every time you walk out during the day, and it's nice to not have to bundle up. It's really strange. Like, we don't have an entryway mat here. We do outside because it gets wet outside because it rains, but it's never wet enough that like you track anything in. So that's weird. Very strange. Still need to sweep all the time, but it's from the kids. It's not from tracking things in outside. It's just food and stuff. So, John, did you hear that someone messaged that I shouldn't drink water from my water bottle during the show? I should use a glass of water instead. I don't know if you heard that earlier. So I have my glass of water. It's probably good feedback, actually. Looks a little more, I don't know, normal during a conversation than a water bottle. I kind of want to do a survey of what people are most interested in, like data on the economy and inflation, data on COVID, of course, there's always something to discuss with COVID, but not everyone wants to hear about that all the time. What are some other things we've talked about?
I want to see debates. I want to get debates. I want to get heated, controversial topics debated on. I like long form discussion.
I would love one on climate change, debate between experts, even if it was just an
That's such a broad topic, though. I think you need to hone it in more.
What humans? Sorry, that's my sleeve against the table. What humans can and can't affect, what change we can affect when it comes to climate change. That narrow enough?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it'd be very interesting though. And something that matters. And it's a part of the conversation that I feel like is rarely ever discussed. I think that'd be super interesting. The cast. So I think those are the ones that I'm most interested in.
Practice talking.
Climate change.
Practice talking.
I am talking. There was something I sent you earlier. I don't even remember now what it was. Oh, I know. I think an interesting thing would be censorship. It seems like a lot of people are like, yes, censorship is a huge problem. That's what I tend to think. This impacts all of us now and will impact all of us going forward even more if it's not addressed. But then other people seem to think like, oh, that's just something crazy conservatives like to kind of victimize themselves about. So I think that would be interesting. Benny Johnson shared a tweet. I follow him. I like some of what he shares. I also think some of what he shares is hyperbolic at best, but he shared a tweet. Trump called the media fake news for biased reporting and everyone lost their minds. Biden's FBI raided 3 Project Veritas journalist houses over a diary and the corporate press is silent. And I personally think he's spot on with that. Some people might think it's just partisan hyperbole, but I think he's spot on. And I think that would be a really interesting conversation. John said a debate on whether the UN makes the world better or worse would be a great debate. Yes, I agree. Do you know Allie Beth Stuckey, John? She did a podcast. She has a podcast called Relatable. And she did a whole podcast episode. I don't remember the name or title of the person she interviewed. I could find it, but it's someone who apparently knows a lot about the UN, and it's really interesting and just shares some background on the original purpose of the UN, why it was ever formed, and what it has done, and which countries within the UN have kind of the most say or the most power. And I thought it was super interesting. Yeah, Relatable is interesting. I like it.
So OneStream.live, and I got their features page up here. So social media streaming, so multicasting. So multicast to 40 plus streaming networks, including Facebook Live, YouTube, Wowza, Media Systems, Twitch, Instagram, and many more. So multicasting must be the term for casting to multiple social media sites all at once.
Does that include a site like Instagram, or you would choose?
Just said Instagram. Yep.
Oh, sorry.
And then pre-recorded streaming. So yeah, with the click of a button, you could stream simultaneously to over 40 streaming networks with one stream. So
wow.
I was just watching some live streams on TikTok. I know that they have a system. I know Instagram does. Do any of your influencer friends, do they?
Yeah, Amir Adam. I think he's been on YouTube and Instagram Live at the same time. That didn't even occur to me to regularly be on Instagram Live when we're here. Would we want to do that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So social media streaming network supported by OneStream Live: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, custom RTMP, Hopin, Steam, Trovo, Vimeo, Socio, phone live streaming, DLive, ViewStub, The Cast, Wowzer, Stage 10, Bamboozer, Mob Crush, Africa TV, Daily Motion, Picard, a lot of them. Roku TV,
Wow.
Huya,
Most of those I've never even heard of.
Zangqui TV, Do You, Nemo TV. Yeah, but we want to be on all of these.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because if you can get 10 here, 10 there, 20 there,
yeah,
that's how we're going to build our social media presence.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's,
so OneStream,
I
that
suppose,
part
why
of
not?
OneStream looks so pre-recorded streaming. Schedule your pre-recorded videos for live streaming to social media up to 60 days in advance. Then there's real-time streaming. Use any streaming tool like OBS, Zoom, Wirecast, XSplit, etc., and start multi-streaming across social media. What do you mean? Okay.
Well, that answers our question about Zoom and
what?
Like using Zoom if we had multiple people here talking at the same time, that we could use this and use Zoom. Like use Zoom, the app as it is, but have it streamed here.
I'm going to read a little more about that.
Yeah, but it seems that way.
So what is real-time live streaming? Real-time live streaming. With real-time live streaming, you can send a live stream to OneStream using any blah, blah, blah. How do I set up real-time live streaming? Setting up real-time live streaming, go to OneStream dashboard and click create event. How to get OneStream server URL.
I will check out Jimmy Dore. Thanks for the suggestion, John.
Embed player, embed live streams on your own website or anywhere you wish and reach a wider audience with ease. Playlist streaming. Queue recorded videos in any order of your choice and schedule them to go live on multiple social media streaming platforms. Cloud storage integration. Import videos directly from Google Drive, Dropbox, OneDrive, pCloud, Zoom recording box, and save your internet bandwidth. So you import videos under the cloud storage and replay them there, so you're not replaying them through your computer, which will help to make it go faster. So you're not eating up. Remember when our computer froze?
Yes, I do.
And we were just trying to read like simple articles. Different upload options, no software installation, team management, unified chat. Okay, so that's OneStream. Now we're back to Restream. I'm gonna see if I can find their feature page.
So John, is Jimmy Dore like the opposite of JP Sears, like both comedians, but one's a socialist and one's very anti-socialist? I'll check out Tim Pool as well. I think I've seen some Tim Pool actually, but Jimmy Dore does not sound familiar. Ring a bell, but I'll check him out. Where do you watch things the most, John? Like on YouTube? Because you're not on. You subscribe to a Hungry Up and Corner. Okay.
Everything you need to know for live video streaming. Go live right from your browser, brand your live stream, have up to 10 participants on your stream, talk to your audience via chat and Q&As. Okay. Multi-stream to 30 plus different platforms.
Wow.
Restream supports video streaming to all the biggest social and video platforms. You can also stream to multiple Facebook pages and groups at once.
Wow.
Pricing plans, free. Then there's professional. Restream pairs, stream pre-recorded videos, recording 10 hours, video storage, live stream and full HD, split audio track recording, 3+ additional channels on the same platform. Then there's standard, everything in free plus, no Restream branding, streaming to Facebook pages or groups, your own logo and graphics, have up to 10 people on your stream, recording, 6-hour stream, 1 additional channel of the same platform.
Even the free one seems to have quite a bit, honestly.
So you can have more than one channel on YouTube and stream from that, I think is what that's saying, but we don't really need that.
Don't you think the free one seems not bad?
The open source one? You talking about?
No, the one you were just looking at. The free option.
No, we can't use that one. Not on this. Not on Restream
Oh, why?
because it doesn't give you recording time.
Oh, okay. I missed that.
One stream.
Total cases.
What are you looking up?
CDC data comparing state by state, and then I'll look at country. But I'm
Comparing
kind of
what state by state?
COVID cases and deaths.
In what, a 1 year period or a 1 day period? Or
I can look at it in all different ways. That's what I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to get like good comparisons state by state and then US compared to other countries, but using the same categories for all of them so that it's a good, like, clear cut comparison between states and countries.
to
yeah.
determine what?
Just to see the difference in vaccination rates and disease rates and death rates. I'm just trying to compare that simply because there's a lot of, claims floating around. This state's so much worse. This state's so much better. This country's worse. This country's better. And I would just like to look at it. I did look at some studies earlier, like published but not yet peer-reviewed studies, saying that vaccination rates don't change case rates, looking at different countries. But again, I just want to look at the countries myself, vax rates and case rates and death rates, and see.
You're such a nerd. No,
I like that kind of number. I would say in general, I don't like, you like numbers in general. Don't you think? Like, you like
yeah,
math?
I'm a nerd too.
Yeah, in a different way. I mean, different things.
And what do you anticipate I'm finding? I mean, do you have a hypothesis that you're working at? I mean,
I'm trying not to have a hypothesis
Well, you
and just
should.
find the data. I should?
Yeah, I mean, what are you trying to find data for? I mean, are you just looking at general data? Or are you trying to
Well,
determine?
it's what we were talking about at the beginning, how in talking with my friends, how we're just how we know so many more people personally who have COVID right now. And wondering why that is. And we've talked about on the show how excess deaths in 2021 are higher than in 2020. And I just want to dig into that. And
It's not just excess deaths. Everything's higher in 2021.
yeah,
The cases are higher. The deaths are higher. I don't know about hospitalizations, but
yeah,
assuming those are too.
yeah. So I just want to see for myself if there's any variation between states and between countries and see what's causing it. I don't really have a hypothesis though, because I don't know what is causing it. I don't know if it's just that the vaccine is more, I think part of it is that the virus is more transmissible because that's typically what viruses
Then
do.
what would that have to do with anything in between states or anything about any of those other things that you're looking at? Like, what difference does it make?
Well, that's why I want to see, get some data. Prices are higher. Yes. Is that why there are excess deaths? Because of inflation. In some cases, that is the case and is not funny. But if people don't have access to food or healthcare or the ability to get where they need to go, if gas prices are high, things like that. Yeah.
I personally am starting to believe more and more that any sort of intervention that public health has made that in any state, in any country, hasn't made a hill beans of difference whatsoever.
Might be true.
I think Minnesota would have the exact same amount of deaths and hospitalizations.
You don't think
now
spending millions on the morgue helps save lives?
None of it did.
That's a joke.
I don't think
We
any
didn't
of it
even
did.
use the morgue.
I think
Thankfully,
the only protections you can initiate are on the individual level. Like, I think from a public health perspective, I think one could even make a strong argument with data that the interventions that Walls and Malcolm and the MDH have used has actually caused more death, more unnecessary death, more sickness. They've given people a false sense of security.
Giving people a false sense of security. We also know that across the U.S., this would be another interesting data set. Childhood obesity has risen since the start of the pandemic. It probably has for all people, but childhood obesity rising is pretty appalling, since we know and now have not just anecdotal evidence, but studies showing that level of activity makes a huge difference in terms of how your body handles COVID if you're infected with it. So
I mean, I think in a lot of ways, the measures have crushed society. We've basically almost killed society. And I know it's controversial, but I made the assertion, we stopped doing that, it's bothering me.
Oh, sorry.
I made the assertion last year, and this is speculative, and I can't prove it, but had we not done the shutdowns, had walls not shut down Minnesota,
Mhm.
I think George Floyd would be alive today. There's a lot of factors that combined all at once that made that horrific event possible. And I'm not saying for sure,
Yeah.
but it's possible because
Maybe.
at that point in time, George Floyd wasn't working. Where did he normally work? He was a bouncer at a bar. And it was a night where maybe otherwise, instead of doing what he was doing that day, maybe he would have been working that night.
Yeah, maybe.
The other thing is George Floyd, he died with COVID.
Yeah.
And that was another factor that was involved in the whole thing. But I think the measures have done more damage than good. There's been more suicides. There's been more ODs. If you look at a city like San Francisco, and this is a confirmed fact, in 2020, and they had a record number of deaths, but in 2020, more people died from fentanyl overdoses in San Francisco. You have a bad habit of interrupting.
Sorry. Of interrupting.
But yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
You can talk now. Or do you just want to repeat what I said?
I don't want to repeat what you said.
Okay, then what do you have to say to that?
I want to find more data on a lot of what you're talking about, but I think it's a fair hypothesis. We got a lot of heat in, when was that? January, I think, January of 2021, when we did a podcast episode about some of this. About some of like the effects of the lockdown. Like, are they effective in preventing or halting the transmission of COVID? And then what are the unintended, hopefully, consequences, which are harmful to people of these measures, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that's a fair generalization of what that podcast episode was about. And yeah, a lot of heat about that. Yeah. Which is hard, because if we all care about health and about humanity, we should want to discuss, are there unintended consequences of these actions? Are the actions effective? Like, none of those things are saying COVID isn't real or COVID is not a threat to anyone. And I feel like that's kind of how it's been characterized. If you're not fully on board with what the MDH in Minnesota or the CDC more broadly is recommending, it means you're a COVIDiot who somehow doesn't care about people dying from a virus. And of course, that would be appalling if that were the case. But
here's the other thing that really gets to me about the COVID debates,
Mm-hmm.
and especially when in regards to science,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because it's always follow the science. We believe in science. And if you question anything, you're anti-science. Or if you question whether masks work or not, you're a murderer. Same with the vaccines. The challenge that we have is anybody who's on the dissent, right? I would consider us fully on the dissent compared to the opposite of dissent, which is
assent.
No, dissent, like dissenting voice.
Oh, DISSENT.
Yeah. So what's the opposite of dissent?
Agreement. I mean,
is that what it is? Consent?
Yeah, I think so.
So we're on the dissenting side
of
the public health debate regarding COVID-19 measures and the public health measures that were initiated as a result. The shot, the Pfizer, the Moderna, the shutdowns, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And the hard part about being on our side is you automatically get accused of not following the science, of not caring about humanity, and not even believing that COVID is real,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's a big one.
Interestingly, you've actually been, I mean, we have worn masks a lot. You've actually been very careful with any symptoms that we or others have. So it's not necessarily.
So my main point is, anyone who's on the dissent,
Mm-hmm.
you have to have all your facts lined up. You need to cite everything. They'll be like, oh, well, show me this peer-reviewed study that's backing up. Show me this study. So you're constantly on the defensive. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're on the consent side or the mainstream media side,
you don't need any of those studies.
No.
Yeah.
You can just say whatever you want. You can say, well, no, this doesn't do this. And you know, oh no, it's 100% safe and effective.
Yeah.
Or no, there's no proof whatsoever that it'll have any effect on reproductive organs or systems. So they can make these blanket statements, whereas the people who are on the dissent have to be armed. And if you make one mistake, or if you're speculating too much, you'll be labeled a conspiracy theorist. And nobody ever calls the other side conspiracy theorists.
It doesn't matter how many times Fauci has lied or been wrong.
Yeah.
All the people who've gone along with him don't need to.
Did you watch the recent interaction with Fauci and Rand Paul, one from a day or two ago?
Oh, no. I didn't even know there was that one that recent. I watched one from last week where Rand Paul was like,
maybe it was from last week.
You're redefining what gain of function means.
Was he squirming in his seat, Fauci? And was he confronting him about the NIH deleting stuff on the website in terms of gain of function?
I believe so. I mean, it was about gain of function, and the part that I watched, Rand Paul was I thought in a good way, making Fauci answer the fact that Fauci is trying to redefine gain of function, basically, according to the NIH's new definition of gain of function. Is that what you're talking about on their website? So he's like, according to this, it's not gain of function. And Rand Paul's like, this is gain of function. This is what happened. Yeah. I mean, kind of squirmy. Honestly, I was thinking like, man, if I was in his position, if I was Fauci, there is no way I could sit there as calmly as he did.
I can't wait till we get our new software, because I'd want to play this video I saw of Fauci from 1980. And it was young Fauci. It was like, must have been when he first became a doctor and first became part of the government. But he was talking about HIV.
Yeah.
And he's looking in the camera and basically telling people that they should be scared of their children or anyone who they live with that has HIV, because they could maybe, he's like, they could maybe pass it on without sexual contact, without this, just by being in the same room.
Wow.
And maybe, you know, they didn't know much about it at the time, but still, it was like, wow, I recognize this tactic, you know, using some unknown, unprovable scientific theory regarding a virus, you know, something we're all scared of, and using it to divide people against each other in households.
Asymptomatic spread might be very prevalent, for example.
Yeah.
He is a
It was the first time, I think maybe there was one other time in history, I think it was in the 14th century in Italy, where they quarantined healthy people.
Oh, really?
No other time in human history have healthy people ever been quarantined like they were in 2020.
Yeah, that is
completely
so
unprecedented and really without merit either.
Yeah, that has been an interesting what we're currently living in is such an interesting time.
But people are starting to rise up. I saw a big protest in Melbourne, Australia, just a couple days ago. I saw in Austria, there's protests. The government there just announced that they are going to do mandatory stay-at-home orders for the unvaxxed in Austria. So they're going to segment them out. I saw a huge protest in New Zealand. It was like these Kiwi men. It was mostly men, and they're just outside chanting. And it's like, oh, wow, people there are starting to wake up finally, because they've had some of the worst measures. The Kiwis and the Aussies in Australia, they had some of the worst.
It's kind of good to hear that some men are. I saw something which is somewhat true, not in your case. It's one reason I'm proud of you, but that a lot of the dissent, as you were saying, has been led by moms and saying like, where are the men? Like, men need to stand up and not be. Yeah, happy Veterans Day, John. We did start talking about that a little bit, but men need to stand up also at these rallies, and none of this means like against the vaccine, against masks, any of that. Just standing up for the ability to ask questions, the ability to say what we see before us, the ability to still make decisions for our own bodies and the bodies of our children, things like that. Yeah. It's another thing I need to work on, not saying being aware of that. I should make myself a list here. Stop this.
One of the ways that you stop doing it is you watch yourself on video, because you'll start to get annoyed every time you hear yourself say
I believe it.
and then
I won't want to
when you
keep
start
doing
talking, you become conscious of it.
Yeah.
And when you
I don't
feel
annoy
yourself
myself. Yeah.
wanting to say it, you pause.
Mhm.
You don't have to say you just pause, take
Sure.
a breath, swallow,
Yep.
do something. But becoming conscious of it is step number one. I'm always amazed by people who get elected into the U.S., into federal office,
Mhm.
how fast their communication methods just improve tremendously. Whether it's through practice or whether it's through classes that they take. But you look at somebody like AOC, love her or hate her, like she's an effective communicator.
Mhm.
Like how she can talk into a camera, how she can speak.
Absolutely, yeah.
How fast she speaks, the whole package. Same thing with like professional sports athletes. Have you noticed that when they get interviewed, they're incredibly well adapted to speaking to the camera, speaking to the press, giving concise answers and sound bites and doing it in a way.
It's really
I think they go through classes. I'm pretty sure they do.
I should
just
take
learning
some of
how
those.
to say it, what to say it, how to say it.
Yeah.
How to look in a camera, how to deal with the public, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, John, good times create weak men create hard times create strong men. And I'm truly not trying to make like this generalization against men by any means. And I also don't think it means people need to be against the vaccine or anything like that. I really do mean just standing up for people's ability to choose, for bodily autonomy, and then just for our ability to say what we see before us, for our ability to say Fauci has lied in these cases, has been wrong in these cases. And there you go again. And it's important that we verbalize those things and don't just let them go. Yeah.
Streamlabs.
Are we still looking at more?
Did you hear that Amy Klobuchar, she went to St. Thomas Academy today and spoke?
About what and why?
I don't know. She spoke for Veterans Day.
Oh my.
So she gave one of her cheesy Amy Klobuchar speeches
at St. Thomas Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh.
And apparently Archbishop Hebda didn't know, and he's concerned about it because Amy, as much as people love her, she's one of the most pro-abortion U.S. senators in history.
She's been outspoken about it too.
She'll fight tooth and nail to ensure that slaughter continues.
Pelosi's response to question at COP26 regarding defense budget and Pentagon contribution to carbon emissions and climate change. Okay. Is it an inept response or an inaccurate response, or I don't know, I'll watch it. Hilarious. Oh, yes, we will watch.
Yeah, it caused some controversy though.
I'm sure. Did you hear about it from some alums?
Yeah, one of our audience members brought it to our attention.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
He's not very happy about it.
Oh, yeah. That's interesting.
Well, what do you think? Do we try OBS to start?
OBS?
What do you think?
Honestly, I totally defer to you on this.
Well, I think that's what we're going to start with.
That's good.
So the next show, that's what we're going to have.
Yay. Thank you for looking into that. Thank you
For doing everything that you do, doing the research that you didn't want to report on, and
I didn't know I was supposed to be ready to
aimlessly
report.
looking into numbers that you really had no point in looking into.
I do.
You just wanted data to somehow formulate.
No, I definitely have reasons for looking into this data. It's very pertinent data. It applies to everything that you're talking about. It's important data.
All right. Well, next
Absolutely
time. So next show, John, we'll do it like maybe Sunday night or something, but we're not going to advertise it, but you might want to comb your hair or something, because what we're going to try to do is I'm going to have the software and we're going to just test it out. So John, you're going to be the person we're going to interview, and
Yay.
we're just going to get working, work through some kinks.
Awesome.
I don't know if you have a microphone or if we'll just try the inboard, but then we'll record it and then I'll play it back later to see how it sounds
and looks.
how it looks.
Yeah.
We'll practice toggling back and forth. Maybe we should even get one additional person so we can do like a four-way.
Cool. Yeah.
And just like I said, just to work out kinks, to learn it a little better, see if it's the system that we want, and then see how easy we're going to be able to use it for future guests in the near future. So
awesome.
That should conclude our show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in for tonight.
Thank you. Subscribe and like if you haven't. Those who have, thank you so much.
And we got to remember to say that at the beginning.
Yes.
So in the first 60 seconds of every video, we should be asking people to subscribe, to like the video, to share it.
Even if it's privately.
And then also introduce near future shows and things like that.
Thanks, everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
you, John.